If you're interested in film, it's likely that at some point you would come across the Cannes standing ovations. If not online, then plastered across your social media feeds, or the faces of posters at tube stations. 9, 10, 15-minute standing ovations. Wow. I mean, I've seen the film. It's not that good. It turns out there's kind of a tradition at Cannes, and any standing ovation or applause shorter than 3 minutes is a really bad sign.
Le film Apollo 13 dans lequel il joue de Ron Howard avait été projeté au cinéma de la plage.
Is attributed to herd-like behaviour, copycat. The audience is usually led by the front row, consisting of people involved in the making of the film. Okay. But then at a festival where applause shorter than 3 minutes is a bad sign, what do you have to do to get booed? Because people do get booed. The greatest films of all time, and based on a critics poll. They've been doing this since 1952, and in 2022 they did it again. What's your favourite film?
I don't have Letterboxd, so activity, and it's just monkey Star Wars.
For a list titled The Greatest Films of All Time, you'd expect the decisions to be pretty unanimous. It's a bold claim to make. We're in the greatest film of all time, number 72, L'Avventura. Premiered at the 1960s Cannes Film Festival, audiences were irritated by the long cut that seemed to prioritise the shots and atmosphere over the plot of the whodunit. Their boos caused its director and star actor to flee the theatre, as the audience yelled cut at the screen, specifically this scene. I only have 5 minutes to do this, so I'll cut it myself. After the screening, a petition was passed around the festival forcing a second screening. This time the audience didn't boo. L'Avventura won an award. So what was this? Did the second audience just feel really bad? Bad enough to sit for a second screening? Was this a new audience which conveniently happened to be made up entirely of the kind of people who like long shots? And if I put you in a theatre full of people booing at the screen, are you more likely to hate it? Not just because you can't hear. You can't answer me, so I'm forced to answer myself, and yes. Yes, you probably are. So if you're the kind of person who reads Letterboxd reviews or articles or looks at awards lists before or immediately after watching a film, how much sway do other people's opinions have? And if you've heard of the Sight and Sound list, have you seen any of the films on it before you knew where they ranked?
But, we can't just have a diet of films that conform to set patterns, and so
the film seems so absorbed with pushing beyond fear. At least that's the way I took it. And many members of the audience, not many, but a significant number, were walking out.
David Cronenberg's Crash is based on the book of the same title by renowned British author J.G. Ballard. Its release was incredibly controversial. Whilst the film won an award at the Cannes Film Festival, its jury president, Francis Ford Coppola, refused to present it himself. The thing is, Coppola hated the film. Members of the audience hated the film enough to leave the theatre. A tidal wave of angry film critics and journalists hated the film. An environment so hostile that Crash was banned. While L'Avventura found a second screening, Crash was greeted by repeated bans in the US and the UK, where the film was banned by Westminster Council, meaning it couldn't be shown in any cinema in the West End.
And I'd like to add to that and just say that I do think that if you are aspiring to make something artful, something that is an artistic statement, you are paying homage to a point of view, a singular point of view.
Critics often change their minds, and if the goal of making a film is to make a product, then there are many very commercially successful and popular films. However, if the goal of making a film is to tell a story from a very specific point of view, the audience gets smaller.
Well, I think to make this film, you have to be attracted to material that has some new light to shed on the human condition, which generally doesn't tend to be major factor in deciding which movies the studios make.
This is not to say that we shouldn't enjoy popular things.
He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony.
Often things are popular for a reason, but if you do not do anything different, you will never be anything different than what you are. And aren't you a little curious?